Welcome grade 12s to our preparatory examination 2023 for English first additional language lessons with your teacher ma'am T.L.L. And now we are going to move to section B. The first episode series were for visual literacy. Now we move to section B, that which is a summary. A summary is a shorter version of the original text. The skills that you need to summarize are or include the following: the ability to use synonyms, because a summary should be written in own words without deviating from the facts that are stated in the text. Do not change all the words in a sentence. That will be such a challenge, and when you change everything in a sentence, you will be prompted somehow to tamper with the original meaning. We don't want a new text from you. We don't want a new idea from you. You take the very same idea and you paraphrase, if not write it in your own words. I would advise the use of synonyms. I would advise the use of passive voice. So remember, in an active voice, you have a subject that performs the action. And then in a passive voice, you take the object of the sentence to become the subject of the sentence. In simpler terms, I can say you play around with word order. However, when you play around with word order, please ensure that grammatically the sentences still retain meaning. And then you need to avoid explaining. Remember, we want a shorter version of the point. We don't want a prolonged version of the point. So therefore, do not explain. Avoid the use of conjunctions unless you are connecting two words or two names. You can use the word and, but don't use the word and when now you are giving us an alternative idea, or you are explaining. We don't need an explanation. We are not looking for explanations in the summary. Avoid the use of examples or words such as or, because once you have the word or in a sentence, you are simply offering an alternative response or an alternative idea. Avoid also quoting verbatim. I know learners who are taught just to quote so that they can get 7 marks. But remember, you are doing a major service and injustice to yourself by quoting, because once you summarize, you are also developing a skill to infer meaning. You are developing a skill to read for meaning and be able to infer meaning by stating or paraphrasing the ideas in your own words. So summary in grade 12 actually it's a skill that is very crucial, very important, because you also use the very same skill when you go to institutions of higher learning. When you do your assignment to avoid plagiarism, you will be in a position to read, and then after reading, you use your own words. So it means that you need to invest in vocabulary enrichment activities such as the use of synonyms. And then don't just summarize haphazardly. Please read instructions, grade 12s. Instructions are very, very crucial. Don't exceed the required number of words and assume that you'll get away with it. If a summary is longer, your teachers are in a position to note that actually you have exceeded the required number of words. And you can only exceed once you have deviated from the core purpose of a summary. Once you exceed, it means that chances are high that you have explained. Chances are high that you have prolonged your sentences. So please refrain from doing such. And then what is also important is to adhere to the summary instruction. In a summary text, we have what you call valid and invalid material. A valid material, it will be the facts that answer the summary instruction. And invalid material, it means these are just supporting ideas or supporting facts in a summary, but they do not necessarily answer the summary instruction. So here, read text C below and list 7 benefits of growing your own vegetables. So it means in this text, we are going to concentrate only on the 7 benefits, each and every fact that shows us the benefit or the advantages of having your growing your own vegetables. Okay, so as in when you summarize, ask yourself in each and every point up until you get to the 7th one, that does the point answer the summary instruction? If it does not, please don't use it to summarize. And then to get 10 out of 10, you must also avoid repetition. If you're spoken about one advantage in point 1, don't repeat it again in point 5. So it means that text C has more than 7 facts. So you have more than 7 facts in a text. So please avoid repetition so that you collect your 7 facts, and then you also get your 3 marks for language. Right, now let us look into this text. And then when you write your summary, please don't start summarizing at the last paragraph. Go paragraph by paragraph, and once you do that, you lessen the risk of repeating facts. In most cases, the opening paragraph does not have facts. I'm not saying every time. I'm saying in most cases. The opening paragraph, it just introduces the idea and the topic that is yet to be discussed in the text. So every time when you read, I would advise, this is what you need to do, the approach. Read for the first time, and then read again for the second time. When you read for the second time now, just take a pen or pencil and then underline the main facts that answer the summary instruction. And then from there, once you are satisfied that you have the 7 facts, that's when now you can start to summarize. And then always play the instruction in your mind that we need 7 facts that shows us the benefit of growing your own vegetables. There's nothing like biting into a ripe tomato as you work in the garden. The taste of a tomato bought at the supermarket cannot compare to one that is freshly picked from your own garden. I think here I can underline this fact as a benefit and then maybe write it as 1. There is no need to use chemicals and pesticides in your vegetable garden. If you have problems with the disease or pest, you can use natural remedies. Disease plants can also be removed. In paragraph 2, this is a benefit. So whenever you see a benefit or effect that answers the summary instruction, you make note of it so that you know which facts you are going to use. This is going to be fact number 2. Salmonella and Listeria are the most common disease found in vegetables bought from stores. Growing and using the vegetable from your garden reduces the chances of contracting such diseases. So this is going to be fact number 3, because indeed it does show us the benefit of growing your own vegetables. So I will say fact 3. Approximately 48 million people get infected with Salmonella and Listeria each year. So this is just a continuation or substantiation of the idea that was stated here. I don't need this fact because I don't want a repetition. Let us go to paragraph 3. Most vegetables found in supermarkets are picked, delivered to warehouses, and stored until you buy them. These vegetables are no longer as fresh as when they were picked. Freshly picked vegetables from your garden taste better and are also good for your health. Now, should you come across sentences of this nature where you have such a long sentence and then we have the inclusion of the conjunction and another idea are also good for your health. It is one sentence, but from this one sentence I'm able to deduce 2 facts. 1, freshly picked vegetable from your garden tastes better. It's a fact on its own. So this is going to be fact number 4. And are also good for what? For your health. So in the same sentence, especially those are long, a long sentence, sometimes it's possible that you can have 2 facts in one, and then this can be fact number 5. Let us move along. And then it says a packet of vegetables at the supermarket can easily cost approximately 25 rands. This is usually enough for only 1 meal. Homegrown vegetables will cost you less. You will also have more vegetables for a longer period. So what is important is not this part. A packet of vegetables at a supermarket can easily cost up. This is just an explanation of what vegetables cost at the supermarket. It does not answer the summary instruction. Remember, we are looking for the benefits of growing your own vegetables. But this is a benefit. Homegrown vegetables will cost you far less. Fact number 6. You will also have more vegetables for a longer period. Again, this is a benefit, and this is fact number 7. And then vegetable gardening allows you to spend more time outdoors. This can also be a fact. You see what I've just said. You cannot afford to repeat facts because a summary actually has more than a summary text actually has more than 7 facts. So I'm just adding this as a bonus or additional one. There are different movements in gardens such as digging, planting, and weeding, which are excellent for what? Exercising. This can be a fact. Planting a seed and watching it grow to produce food is one of the most satisfying feelings. This simple effort, direct reward of gardening can help you feel better and improve what your well-being. This can also be a fact. But now let us concentrate on the 7 facts that we have, and then let us do it in practice and use various skills now to come up with our own words. Right. Now we go back to the very same facts that we have underlined, and then now we need to use our own words. I would say, don't change each and every word. Sustain the same ideas in effect, however, play around with word order or use synonyms. A tomato bought at a supermarket compared to the one that is freshly picked, I would say homegrown vegetables taste how they taste better. Let us do this. I changed this to say homegrown vegetables taste better. It's my first fact. There is no need to use chemicals and pesticides in your vegetable garden. You can say a vegetable garden does not require the use of chemicals and pesticides. So we say, can you see what I've done? I'm starting with the object. So here I'm playing around with word order, right? To say vegetable garden does not require the use of chemicals and pesticides. I said you must not use the word the conjunctions, right? But I've only used the conjunction here to join two names. I'm not using a conjunction to join two ideas. Okay, so I'm trying to show you various skills that you can use, and our summaries won't be the same. What is important is that you are not deviating from, you answer the summary instruction, you don't quote, and you are not deviating from the original text. Or the same fact, we can say you don't need to utilize. Instead of saying the word use, you can use a synonym to say utilize. You don't need to utilize chemicals and pesticides in your vegetable garden. Can you see? I just changed only. You don't need to do what? To utilize chemicals and pesticides in your vegetable garden. I did not change each and every word in a sentence. I only changed the action word here to be with a synonym to say what? Utilize. So these are the skills that you can use to write your summary. Let us go to fact 3. Now, growing and using the vegetables from your garden reduces the chance of contracting such diseases. Salmonella and Listeria are the most common diseases found in vegetables bought from stores. Now, the advantage of having, or the benefit of you growing your own vegetables, is that you won't contract Salmonella and Listeria. So I can say there is a lesser chance than say to contract Salmonella and Listeria. That can be fact number 3. There is a lesser chance, because in the text it says that reduces. So instead of repeating the word reduces, I would say there is a lesser chance. Here they say it reduces the chance. I say there is a lesser chance. So I still sustain the same, but I came up with one synonym to make the sentence now my own. And then remember, in the first fact we already spoke about taste. So I'm not going to repeat this one of taste because I don't want to repeat ideas. But I can take this portion of the sentence that they're also good for your health. So I can say vegetables vegetables from one own garden are actually how healthier. Vegetables from one's garden are healthier. So I've changed this by adding a suffix from health to improve your health, to say they are healthier. So ultimately, if you say they are healthier, it's still the same, or it's still synonymous with that they improve what? Your health. And then fact 6, homegrown vegetables will cost you far less. So instead of saying they will cost you far less, I can say homegrown vegetables, then I say are cheaper, which is a synonym of what? Costing far less. So we say are what? Are cheaper. Then there's a fact. You will also have more vegetables for a longer period. Ne? So we can say the benefit is that you can have more vegetables that last long. You can have more vegetables that last long. Instead of saying for a longer period, I said what? Last long. And there's your 7 facts. So what you need to do in other sentences, you can play around with word order. You take the subject to become the object, to become the subject of the sentence. But I would say the easiest one is the use of what? The use of synonym. Let us make just one other example. Vegetable garden allows you to spend more time outdoors. There are different movements in gardening, such as digging, planting and weeding. So I want to show you, especially with this one. Vegetable gardening allows you to spend time outdoors. There are different movements. Once you see such as, these are just examples, so you don't need to include these in your summary. We just want the main thing. What is the main benefit? And then the benefit says that vegetables gardening allows you to spend what? Time outdoors. So we can say vegetable gardening permits you to spend time outdoors. Instead of saying allows, I just change this to say what? Permits. It's a synonym. So that's exactly what you need to do to collect your 10 out of 10 in the summary section. Do not quote, do not explain, don't use examples, don't use conjunctions. Adhere to the summary instruction. Every time when you summarize a fact, ask yourself, does it answer the summary instruction? Summarize from each and every paragraph to avoid repetition, and then that just ensure that you don't exceed the required number of words, and then collect your 10 out of 10 and scoop your distinction in English. Thank you.